Hello everyone, myself I am Saranya, working as an assistant professor in the Department of AIML in MLR Institute of Technology. Today I am going to discuss with the topic of intruders and also the kind of intruders in the cryptography. So coming to the first slide of this overview of intruders, firstly we need to know about the definition of intruders and what are the basic categories which are using by the intruders and types of intruders, activities of intruders and intrusion life cycle and defenses against intruders. These are the 6 types of the intruders we are going to see in this video. Firstly, we need to know about the what is meant by intruder. So basically the intruder is any software or any person or any devices that should be break into an computer systems or networks. That is the definition of intruder. So it is a basic an entity for the person and also the software and also the device. It should be break into an computer systems or any networks. That is the intruder process. The next one, the goal mainly intruder is to steal some kind of information, whether it cause damage or it should be gain an unauthorized control. Means those who are not having the access, it should be an unauthorized control should be steal the information. That are the main task of the intruders. So in security, the intruders are considered one of the biggest threat to data confidentiality, integrity and also the availability. Of these 3 things, the intruders are considered as the one of the biggest threat to the intruder process. So confidentiality, integrity and also the availability. These are the 3 biggest threats in the intruder process. Means hacker main task. The next one is categories of intruders. There are the 3 types of categories which is based upon the category of intruder. First one is masquerader. Masquerader is nothing but a who tries to access a system. That is nothing but an masquerader. Means not as an insider of the process, an outsider who tries to access some kind of system and to be an legitimate user. So usually what happens in the masquerader is nothing but it usually breaks in through password guessing or phishing or it should be an stolen credentials. So it breaks through the password guessing, means guessing of the passwords, or phishing means nothing but emails or some kind of spam mails or any of the information related credentials data. It should be happen in the masquerader. For example, see here, a hacker using a stolen username and password to log in is an employee. So basically the hacker is trying to stole some of the username and password to log in as an employee. This kind of things will be happened in the masquerader. The next one is misuser. Misuser is nothing but a who misuses their access right. Means this also related to the insider only. Then it may be access, modify or leak data beyond their authorization. So what is the main task of the misuser is nothing but a it should be may access or it can modify or it can leak data beyond their authorization. For example, an employee copying data to sell it to competitors. Means the copying they are having some of the company data. So this is stolen by an employee and it sells to someone. That is the misuser. The next one is clandestine user. Clandestine user is nothing but it gains the administrator or supervisory control of the system. Means it can hide any of the activities or security logs and also the installation of backdoors. That are the clandestine user main purpose. So let us see here example, an attacker installing a rootkit. So here rootkit should be installed by an attacker to maintain some secret control of the system. So already the system will be on grip of the attacker. So it is meant to installing a rootkit. It is not a secure one. It is an unsecure one. So it is mainly purpose to install the rootkit. The next one is types of intruders. In this type of intruders, first one is cyber criminals. So cyber criminals are the main of 2. That is the primary motive. In primary motive is nothing but a financial gain and also stealing banking details or any ransomware attacks or conducting fraud. That is nothing but a cyber criminals main goal. The next one is hacktivist. What is hacktivist? Hacktivist is nothing but an extension of hack. That is nothing but an, here also will be an motive. Motive is nothing but happens in the political or social activism, means nothing but it defaces websites or it leaks some kind of sensitive information to protest. That is nothing but an hacktivist. The next one is insiders. Insiders is nothing but the employees or any contractors who misuse access rights. So they are going to misuse some of the access rights regarding to the employees and also the contractors. So here in insiders, it's hard to detect some kind of already having the legitimate access. That are the main insiders' main goal. The next one is script kiddies. What this script kiddies? Already the ready-made tools without the deep knowledge are nothing but a script kiddies. Means making of a motive of fun or something kind of challenges or reputations. This all comes to the script kiddies. The next one is state-sponsored intruders. This is state-sponsored intruders backed by the governments for the cyber for mainly. The next one and highly it is should be skilled and also the target critical infrastructure, that is nothing but a power grids or telecom. These are all includes to the state-sponsored intruders. These are also one type of intruders. Then coming to the activities of intruders. So basically we are know the intruders is nothing but a hacker type or attacker typer. So that is the main task of the intruder. So let us see some of the activities of intruders. There are 7 types of activities. 7 types of activities are there in the intruder. First one is password attacks. Password attacks is nothing but a brute force attacks, dictionary attacks, and credential stuffing. So brute force attack and dictionary attack and credential stuffing, these are all related to the activities of intruder of the password attacks. The next one is malware installation. So malware installation basically it runs to the viruses or trojans, worms, and also the ransomware. So these are all malware installation. So malware is nothing but an malicious of piece of software, so which are injected in the our systems or having a ransomware or worms. So worms is nothing but an having without having the main theme of human, means without human interaction the system is going to be injured. The next one is packet sniffing. Packet sniffing is nothing but having an captures mainly sensitive data. That is the packet sniffing. The next one is DOS attack. That is nothing but a denial of service attack. Denial of service or DDoS is nothing but a distributed denial of services. So it mainly to crash them. Servers is going to be crash them. The next one is privilege escalation. So privilege escalation is nothing but an having a higher access rights to gain the in the privileged sites of the intruders. The next one is data exfiltration. This data exfiltration mainly occurs in the stealing of sensitive files. So mainly the sensitive files is going to be happen in the exfiltration process. The next one is backdoor installation. This backdoor installation always creates some of the entry points for the future use. That is the main part of the backdoor installation process. The next one is intrusion life cycle. In intrusion life cycle, reconnaissance and also the scanning will be happen. In reconnaissance, the gathering of target information, means nothing but open ports or some of the weak points or IP scanning, that are all happens in the reconnaissance process. The next one is scanning. What happens in the scanning? Basically, it identifies some of the vulnerabilities in the life cycle. The next one is exploitation. Exploitation is nothing but a gaining of access, means via having which was happened in the stolen credentials or any exploits that was happened is nothing but a exploitation. The next one is privilege escalation process. Privilege escalation is nothing but a any having of becoming admin or root, that is nothing but a privilege escalation process. The next one is covering tracks. This covering tracks is nothing but having or deleting logs or hiding some of the presence, that is nothing but a covering tracks in the intruders. The next one is maintaining access. For maintaining access, they are going to installing some of the backdoors or any malwares for the future entry. So not a hacker does not enough for such kind of information which was happened in the previous. And in the maintaining access also, it should be installing backdoors and malware which is useful for the future purposes. Means they might gain some more information in the future. That are the main task of this defense against intruders. The next one is defense against intruders. The defenses against intruders consist of the three types. One is prevention techniques. In this prevention techniques, what will happen? Such as biometrics or the smart cards will be happened in the strong authentication process. The next one is accessing of control policies. Accessing of control policies is nothing but according to role based, or it comes under the least privileges process. And it also firewalls and also the secure net configuration will also comes to the prevention techniques. The next one is detection techniques. What this detection techniques happens? Basically, it detects the abnormal activities and it blocks intrusions in real time. And also system and network monitoring logs also will happen in the detection techniques. Means IDS and IPS will be happen. IDS is nothing but an intrusion detection system and IPS is nothing but an intrusion prevention systems. So basically IDS is main task is to detect abnormal activities and IPS is mainly to block the intrusions. Then third one is response techniques. So response techniques, while we are studying the response techniques, we need to first remember the incident response plans and also the quarantine infected systems, forensic investigations, and reporting and patching vulnerabilities. So forensic investigation, what will happen? The all whatever done in the forensic which was affected in the infected systems or response plans, these are all will records to the response techniques only. That are the four types of the response techniques. So in today's session, we have discussed about the intruders. In the next session, we will discuss about the viruses and also some type of other related threats. Thank you.